All right, hi everybody, this is Kim. I'm going to tell you a little bit about two tools that I've been using for feedback, which I really like, which are Classkick and Fliprgrid. If you are already using Classkick, you might be at the other session, not this one, but I want to tell you about how Classkick is really great for feedback and also how I incorporated Fliprgrid with that a couple of times also. So I'm going to show it to you on my iPad. Okay, so it would look like this. All right, you can also use it on your desktop, although I find giving feedback on the iPad with like a pencil or a stylus to be way helpful. And I'll even use this when we go back face to face, I think, because it's really helpful. But anyway, so here's how it looks. And then the thing I kind of wanted to point out is the feedback portion of it is this little hand raising tool over on the right. Okay. It's also good for organizing assignments to keep everything in one place. I like it for that reason too, but this one will focus just on the feedback. So basically I'm just going to kind of go through a couple, and I haven't looked at these. We're just going to wing it. So I have each assignment for physics by the class, and then you can see that they can raise their hand over here, like if they have a question or if something needs fixed. Okay, so let's just take a look at this class 7. All right, and then I see up here in block 1, I see up here in the right that there are 2 hands raised. So see, I can go to this and I can see what they need help with, okay? So some kids, like Maggie, this is, for example, she keeps raising her hand on pages that don't really need a check, right? So see, this is just the calendar, so I'm trying to train them that, like, I don't need to look at that, so that would be put your hand down. Okay, all right, so then let's look at another class. Okay, so someone in block 3 needed me to check something. This might be something that they did wrong, that they wanted to fix, okay? So let's see, Axel is giving me a chat on number 12, okay? So this was actually the Fliprgrid assignment that we did. And what happened to this block in particular, for some reason, they didn't really explain it right in Fliprgrid, okay? So you can see that I wrote this. All right, so this was his thing, and then they had to go to Fliprgrid and get an assignment. Okay, so this is a good time to show you that. So basically they had to, this was their check of this learning objective. Okay, by the time we got to this point where they can draw these system schemas, whatever, state diagrams, and then we had them explain it in Fliprgrid. Okay, so each block gets one. So here, let me show you Fliprgrid now. All right, so where did it go? I just opened it in Safari. Okay, so you set up Fliprgrid. If you don't have it, it's super easy. It's free. You just set up your class, you give them a link, and they join. Okay, so in block 3, right, I can click on here. And we've had a couple of assignments. Physicists Like Me was a while ago. But this is the LO 1.2 class 7 check. So basically, I had them make a little video, right, explaining that page, right? So they didn't just have to write it, they had to then click this and then come in here and make a little video. So I'm not going to play any of them because now this I have to put on YouTube because it's not live, so I don't want the kids to be embarrassed like that. But you can see all of their videos in here, and then I've explored having them comment on other people's videos. You can, you can see here in the middle, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, you can see that I kind of was having them comment almost like a discussion board, but with videos. But I didn't set that up really well, so they were making comments that were like, nice, you know, so it wasn't that helpful. But if you're better at the discussion board thing, you could also use this, and then they can video to each other, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of how we're using Fliprgrid. Not that often, but occasionally. And it's not super difficult because, see, I can just embed the link right in this Classkick page, and they just click it, and they go straight to it once we have it set up. So it's not, you know, they don't feel, I don't think, overly taxed by another tool. Anyway, okay, so let's go back and see a few more feedback features. So what we're doing in this, so this was a big lab that we did, class 8-9. Okay, so they had to write a big, you know, CERs for their labs, right? And then what was cool about it, well, not that cool, some of them didn't do super well. Okay, so you can see here the pages that I actually graded where these little green 5s are, or 3.25, whatever. So we had a lab, so for example, this one, okay. So I could see they had to write their claim, their evidence. I can give them a little sticker at the top, like, see, we're putting a little sticker in this box that it's done. And then I just embedded the rubric right on this page, okay. And then when you go to stickers, you can, I have all the stickers set up for the right numbers, and I have the rubric right here. So as I go through and grade it, I just put the sticker I can use my Apple Pencil, right, to just write comments. This time I actually left a lot of audio comments, which was great, right? I could just hit record and then I just say, no, you need to do, you know, X, Y, Z. And then it leaves them a little audio button, right? Which I thought was pretty cool. Let me erase this off his page, okay? And then the stickers will tally the score for you. If you see up here in the upper right, 5 out of 0. It's just, you know, doesn't matter. 5 points. You do have to be careful with the stickers. Sometimes they don't hit right, so you do kind of need to double check that. It's a touch glitchy, but I really like this tool. Okay, so then that was kind of what we did, and then I can go through now if I want to grade this page and see. I can just click through each kid's you know, part 2. So I'll just go through and grade all the part 2s. I can leave stickers, I can leave comments for them, you know, and then down here they can see their rubric. Okay. And then the other cool thing was after I got done leaving all this feedback, right, some of these needed a lot of work. So then we decided to do rewrites on this. So then basically, let's see how I can get this to come up. Okay. I could go back in Classkick and I could add whole pages that show up for them. So now we have a rewrite page, right? So I added a bunch of slides at the beginning now. So after I gave them feedback, they can go back in and do rewrites. They have to check this off. I made a video for each section, right? Kind of seeing what the common mistakes were so that they can go through and watch the ones they need to, okay? And then they can go through and then they can do the rewrite. Okay, when they finish their rewrite, right, they're going to raise their hand, okay? So let's see Julianne, for example, on page 15, I've trained her, okay, she did her rewrite, so she's going to then ask me a question, okay? So if I go up here to the hand, okay, so she says, can I have some feedback of the CER? I'm not ready for a regrade yet, right? I told them if you need feedback, make sure you let me go. So she's changed some stuff in here. Okay, so now I'm going to go back through and I'm going to see what's wrong with her evidence. And then I can comment again and I can comment back to her. Okay. And then Courtney, so she raised her hand. So she's probably ready for me to recheck this. So I can just go in here and I can just erase, you know, whatever feedback I gave before. And I can, you know, adjust her score accordingly by moving the stickers. Okay. What else? I guess that's about it. I just gave a test, for AP Physics on here also, exam. Okay, so I kind of put the multiple choice in here for an exam for AP Physics. So you can see the green or the red kind of indicates whether they got it right or wrong. Okay, so I went in, for example, and you can show them the multiple choice, like so they can see the answer, right? But what I did was I didn't allow them to see it, and I just went in and marked it right or wrong. Okay, so like, see, this number 6 is wrong. So I circled number C so that I know that that's it when he goes back to change it, because I'm letting them go back in and correct it and get full credit because I just not even bothered with cheating. I don't feel like dealing with it, right? So see this number 9, he's corrected. So he originally picked C, he's gone back in and he's corrected it to E. Okay, he hasn't corrected 7 yet. So you can kind of see these multiple choice ones, okay? Let's see what else. And then also for like, you know, like a free response, right? Like, let's see, you know, so like here they can just kind of put a photo of their work and I can write on top of it. This is a graph, you know, she could put little lines in here, you know, or whatever. And then I could just score it. This one, I didn't use the stickers. I just scored it by hand. So anyway, so that is, I guess, kind of the basics on how I'm using Classkick for feedback. It's really great because the kids can sort of talk to you, you know, as we go, right? Or they can ask, you know, if they need help on something while they're working, right? Like I can see what they've done. So this is, you know, Ava had missed a whole bunch of stuff. So she went back through and fixed it. So now she's asking me to go back in and check it. So I know that she's now fixed whatever needed to be fixed. So I think the kids are really enjoying it. And I feel like this first round of the CER lab I showed you, that's the best it's ever been because we've really had a lot of feedback loop that we don't usually have. Right? Because even though I can see their Google Doc and stuff, like I never open up all those documents that many times, right? But this is nice. And honestly, grading on here didn't feel as awful as it usually feels. Yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of how we're using it. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. We do have the school pro license for it, which is really great. And it's been a little bit glitchy, but they're working on fixing it, but it's not unbearable. I think the pros way outweigh that. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.